Good morning everyone, Melissa Phillips here with you today with a Makeup Monday that's pretty simple but fun. We are just going to do some ink blending over colored cardstock. I normally tend to do my ink blending over white cardstock, but you can get some of the most beautiful shades from your cardstock colors and your ink pads by blending over colored cardstock. So here is just a little sample card that I made, and we're going to use the very same elements just in different colors on my demo card. So you're going to start out with the Noted Simply Stitched A2 vertical die, and this is Berry Sorbet cardstock, and then I've used the Butterfly Folk Outline stamp set, and I'm just going to stamp a portion of this butterfly on my little cardstock block. You won't be able to see too much here because of the watermark ink that I'm using, but you will get the idea. I like to ink it up a couple of times, and then we'll go ahead and coat it with white embossing powder and heat it up. My cardstock block has now been stamped with watermark ink. I don't know if you can see that or not. I'm just going to coat on some white embossing powder. This is Zing from American Crafts. I like it because it's nice and thick. Okay, so top off the excess, and then I just need to heat it up and set it in place. And then we'll start our ink blending. Here you can see it all heated up and set in place. It's so beautiful. This stamp set's gorgeous. You don't really need to do too much to it because it's just so beautiful. Okay, so now I'm going to use my little foam applicator tool, and I'm going to use Hibiscus Burst over the Berry Sorbet cardstock. I found it's best to go like one shade darker than your cardstock so that you can really see that bit of color popping. Otherwise it tends to blend and you don't really see too much of a difference. So I'm just going to go over my surface, my stamped surface, with my sponge and my Hibiscus Burst, and you can see that it slowly starts popping. Just a little bit of highlighting. You could even try Pure Poppy over this for a little bit more dramatic effect, but you can kind of see the different dimension that adds. Now that I've got my ink blending done, I'm just going to add a little bit of accenting here like I did on this card. This was Harvest Gold cardstock, and I stamped these little accent flowers from the Butterfly Folk stamp set in Summer Sunrise. So I will stamp these flowers on my Berry Sorbet cardstock using Hibiscus Burst, just so that they stand out and you can see them. I think tone on tone is so beautiful. So just kind of build your scene a little bit using those beautiful florals, and then we'll be set to start building our card. Alright, so we're ready to finish our card. I went ahead and stamped our sentiment. This is on a wine bottle tag die, and I have used a sentiment from Cutaway Tags Spring. And then I have cut Bitty Big Aqua Mist using my Noted Simply Stitched A2 vertical die with a block of yellow, because I wanted to bring in some yellow. I'm going to layer all these together, and then I stamped on vellum another butterfly from the Butterfly Folk Outline stamp set. Die cut that out, and then just a few little flowers in the colors that I'm using to coordinate here. And that's about it. Mother's Day is right around the corner, so perfect time to start your cards if you haven't already. Alright, so my challenge for you today is to blend ink colors over colored cardstock. Before I had snagged me some of these from Ranger, the foam applicators, I would just use a paper towel that I would drape over my finger and then rub over my ink pad. So if you don't have foam applicators, you could try that. I think makeup foam applicators work too. Anyway, I challenge you to explore color in a different way over your colored cardstock. Create something springy and happy, and maybe even something for Mother's Day. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Thanks for joining me.